and presenting the 2020 Innovation Award is our very own Paul Hazen, OCDC Executive Director.
Hello, I'm pleased today to present the 2020 OCDC International Cooperative Innovation Award to Rita Panicker, the founder and leader of Butterflies. This award seeks to identify, recognize, and celebrate international cooperative development innovators who contribute to advanced cooperatives as grassroots sustainable business model in developing countries. This year's awardee has been working over 30 years to support and advance the rights of vulnerable children, a participatory, rights-based approach. Our awardee founded the organization Butterflies in 1989 in India. In 2001, Butterflies launched the Children's Development Khazana, a life skills education program that educates children on democratic values and financial management. The Children's Development Khazana is a cooperative managed and owned by children with total membership of over 40,000 between the ages of 8 and 18 and is now operational in over 7 countries. Without further ado, I'm honored to present this award to Rita Panicker as our 2020 International Cooperative Innovation Awardee for her courage and creativity to develop innovative participatory models for some of the world's most vulnerable children. In addition, OCDC will make a $1,000 contribution to Butterflies in Rita's honor.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. I thank the U.S. Overseas Cooperative Development Council and the members for giving me this award. I accept this award on behalf of the children of Children's Development Khazana and my colleagues. It is an honor and privilege to accept this award. This award is a recognition of the value of cooperatives in bringing about positive changes in the lives of the marginalized communities. We work with street-connected urban poor children, rural and ethnically marginalized children. We realized early on in our work with children that academic education is incomplete if life skills is not part of it. There were issues of conflict, health, gender, money, and food. How do we educate children on conflict resolution, perceptions of gender, age, equity, equality, safe, healthy lives, and financial management? I am an advocate of cooperatives, and as an organization that has as its core value children's participation, what better approach to educate children about democracy than a cooperative? Independently living, street-connected adolescents, urban and rural poor children are engaged in some form of work or receive small amount of pocket money from their parents. The children had money in hand and would spend it all by the end of the day. How do we teach children and adolescents to manage money and create a capital for themselves? This was a time when microfinance was the buzzword. Microcredit programs for the poor was based on lending money and charging an interest. The interest built a capital for the financial institutions. It did not belong to the poor. Butterflies realized this was not the way to go. The money, interest, capital gains must be with the poor. The children should own it. We decided to have a cooperative built on children's knowledge, their experiences, and where children will be the core decision makers and owners. We came up with Children's Development Khazana, or CDK, in the year 2001. A life skills education program with the principles of cooperative banking at its heart that enables children to take collective responsibility for their own khazana. Khazana is a Persian word for treasure. The cooperative enables children from vulnerable backgrounds to be educated, skilled, responsible, and self-reliant to transform their lives. Children learn the core values of a cooperative: equity, equality, and collective responsibility to prioritize their needs, to budget, and to save. Children between the age group of 8 to 18 years are the members, volunteer managers, and promoters of CDK. To open an account, all that they require is 1 rupee or $1. How does Children's Development Khazana operate? Members elect 2 persons among them for a period of 6 months to be the child volunteer manager and assistant child manager to be in charge of their CDK. The child volunteer managers are given training in basic accounts, bookkeeping, and in communications. The cooperative has 2 accounts, one a current account and the other a savings account. The former account, they can withdraw the money whenever they want, whereas the money deposited in the savings account remained and accrued interest. All the money is deposited in a mainstream bank in a separate account from that of the organization. An advance committee of 7 or 9 members between the ages of 10 to 14 years are elected to be members of the committee. The advance committee receives applications for advances, either a welfare advance, which could be for buying school books, shoes, clothes, medical needs, and the development advance is for any member who's 17 years and above and would like to start an economic enterprise. The member seeking development advance has to have 20% of the amount of the advance in his or her savings account, and 2 member guarantors should have 5% of the advance amount in their accounts. These amounts are frozen so that in an event of a bad debt, the CDK members would recover 30% of the money. It must be mentioned here that in the last 19 years, there has not been a single bad debt. Children have repaid all money they have taken as an advance. This speaks much about the ethics, honesty, and collective responsibility shared among the members of CDK. The cooperative went international with support from 3 international agencies, Miserio Germany, Comic Relief, and Child Hope UK. Today, the cooperative is in 8 countries, including India. There is a membership of 41,148 in the cooperative, and the children have a collective capital of $103,084 US. This program took the imagination and heart of children. They own it. Their ownership is clearly demonstrated when they have to introduce themselves to others. They always introduce themselves as a member of Children's Development Khazana or the volunteer manager of CDK without the prefix of the name of their organization. CDK has supported its members to continue schooling, especially for girls, a major source of support during a crisis in the family. During this pandemic, Children's Development Khazana became a lifeline for the poor, economically distressed families. Children were able to withdraw their savings, and a majority took an advance to help their families tide over the financial crisis. There are innumerable stories of adolescents managing successful businesses and having removed their families from shackles of debt and poverty. Children's Development Khazana is a lifeline for poor, marginalized children. It has impacted their lives. They have changed their destinies for better. We have adolescents who have created wealth for themselves and their families and community. The cooperative has validated my belief that to bring equality among people, communities, there has to be collective social responsibilities, ethics, openness, and caring for others. Cooperatives that are based on these values will witness and experience transformative communities that are caring, supportive. We hope children and adolescents who are part of the cooperatives will carry these values with them into their adult lives and community living. I once again thank you very much for honoring us with this reward. Thank you, sir.